What is happening, y'all? We are back with another episode of the Dirt series, this time on ceramic coating maintenance and the unpollinating. I think most of the pollen has gone past. Weather's still kind of iffy, but we can go over this ceramic coating maintenance. This is my Adams Advanced Graphene Test Car, so we're going to be cleaning this with the entire line, or I clean and maintain this with the entire line of like the graphene shampoo and the graphene detail spray. But today we're going to do an entire maintenance wash on the painted surfaces and on the plastic roof and everything. Excuse me. So y'all can see exactly what that is. So let's have a quick squeeze around and just see what the condition is. You can see there's a freaking ton of spots and pollen and all that stuff, just from the last couple of weeks. We have some just general bug damage, or bug guts I should say. If y'all can see, like that guy right there, that's pretty bad. So wheels have already been done. We've already gone over how to clean ceramic coated wheels. I don't think we need to do that again, so we're going to do step one of this entire process, and that is the bug removal. And now I use a pump sprayer with G-Technic W8V2 in it, and it is a touchless bug removal. There's a video that's out on that as well, on how to use that, but we're going to go over this again real quick. Super easy. Spray on, you let it dwell, you let it eat. What you'll find W8V2 does is it will eat into some of the pollen that's on the car, so I'm going to try and show y'all that. This stuff is actually fan-freaking-tastic when it comes to doing its job and being more versatile than just being a bug remover. So just make sure you get everywhere that you can. This sprayer puts out quite a bit, but you don't necessarily need that much. And try not to spritz the camera. I said I'll try not to, but it is attached to my head. Hello, how you doing? Alright, so that's got to sit on here for a minute. It's got to do a little bit of dwell time before we move on to rinsing it off. And then during the rinse, we can go through and rinse the entire car. I haven't sprayed any water on the paint. All I've done so far is just clean the wheels. So we should be good to go with the entire process for taking care of paint, trim, glass. Everything on this car is coated, top to bottom, front to back. I didn't leave any stone unturned on this car, even to the point to where I put a sealant inside the door jambs, which I usually do anyways, but I just don't ever tell people about that. So even people's door jambs are protected. So we can grab the wand here and get to spraying it off. You'll see as this removes all the bug guts and the pollen, that it is restoring the hydrophobic surface. It is restoring the hydrophobic ability of each coating, of the glass coating, of the paint coating. That's exactly what it's supposed to do. But you want to be thorough with the bug remover. because you want as very little contact as you can get, so you're not causing any extra marring. We're doing a contact wash, but I'm still trying to touch the paint as little as possible. Contact wash is absolutely necessary for any painted surface of the car. You cannot just spray the paint off on a ceramic coated car and expect it to be clean. It will not actually be clean. You will still have residue left over. I can't stress that enough to some of my customers that come through here. Absolutely have to contact the paint with a wash mitt and get all that stuff off of there. So I don't know if y'all can see this, but bugs are coming off like it's butter. I know it's loud. I apologize for nothing. So you can see as it eats through all that pollen, I have like a weird flat spot right there. I don't know what I did to the coating, but it's all good. Water's still moving. But you can see that the hydrophobics are still very much there, alive and kicking like they're supposed to be. So, water movement is what you want. Water being flat and stagnant on a panel is what you don't want. I don't care how the water moves, in sheets or in beads, you just want water to move. But beads are just prettier to look at. That's really all that boils down to. But they also come with their own set of problems, and they hold on to, you know, instead of the water sheeting off, which is what technically it should be, instead of the water sheeting off, it turns into beads, and you get these little, anything flying around in the air, especially pollen, will deposit itself into that bead, and as that bead dries, if it doesn't go off the car, whatever's in that water bead is deposited into the paint, and that's how you get etching. The good part about this particular coating is it is supposed to have a increased contact angle, and that contact angle is supposed to help prevent any kind of etching from water spots a lot better than a traditional ceramic coating that does not have graphene in it. That is what we're testing, or that is what I am testing. I want to see how that goes, and then I might polish this off and do another coating on the car. But now we're going to go on with the rinse. So I don't know if y'all can really see this, but on top here, water is kind of flat from where all that pollen has been sitting up here for a while. So the idea is that all this needs to be restored. Yes, my crossbars are ceramic coated. All the trim is ceramic coated. The trim and the crossbars all have the 18-month spray coating on them. I think it works a lot better than the traditional ceramic coatings. Plus it's easier to just replace that coating than it is to replace an actual ceramic coating designed specifically for trim. So water behavior is not great up here, big flat spot. That's fine. Everything else seems to be okay. We are just concentrating on restoring the coating with the W8V2 that you saw on that I did to the front of the hood, where it's the same kind of surface as the roof, a flat surface, a horizontal surface. This can show you that those hydrophobics tend to come right back, but we're going to need a little bit of help from some soap. Oops. Good thing that's my car. My bad. Alright. So the next step in the process is to foam this up and let the foam dwell. This is Adam's Graphene Shampoo. I do have, it's just a couple ounces of that in the foam cannon, and I do have a couple of ounces, or an ounce or two of G-Technic W5 citrus all-purpose cleaner. The citrus all-purpose cleaner will kind of assist you in unpollinating the damn car. I would call it necessary whenever something's really dirty. When something's not terribly dirty, you can just use the shampoo by itself. The shampoo is actually pretty good. It's a really deep clean. I just want a little bit extra. I'm extra. Shut up. Now, I can't really tell if the lens is getting any kind of crap on it. I'm sure it's getting a little bit, but I will absolutely apologize for zero things. It is what it is, man. I'm out here spraying a damn car down. It's just me. There's no camera crew. Maybe one day. But it is not this day. So, Lord of the Ring reference for any of you nerdy boys out there. Hook the wand back up. Pro tip: you hook the wand back up or hook your pressure washer tip. Give it a quick spray away from the car to make sure that it is connected properly. And let's just go ahead and put this back where it's supposed to go. I gotta take a picture of the foaminess while it is dwelling. So the dwell time is just giving it a little bit of extra time to just to kind of soak in. Just making a YouTube short. People like foamed cars. Alright, so we can get the bucket ready. Well, the bucket is ready. It's full of soap. The bucket has soap in it. That's my pocket chiming at me. Let's get this foam redone. Grab my wand for my T-Rex arms and get this thing primed up. Yep, it's a wand. It's a chenille microfiber mitt. Save your tears for somebody that freaking gives a crap. I really don't care what you think. There's going to be some other detailer in the comments on some of these videos crying about what I'm using right now. I do not care. I have not damaged the car yet. Please take your French fries somewhere else. So all we're doing is just getting this cleaned up. So we'll go back into the rinse bucket, go into the wash bucket, collect a little bit of foam, do the rest of the roof. Now the dwell time for this one is really meant for just the roof and the hood basically. The sides I'm not terribly worried about, but I want the roof and the hood to have as much time with soap and cleaner on them as I can manage. And then we'll carefully clean the crossbars. And then the windshield, I'm not terribly worried about windshield. It's the hardest surface on a car. We're not really going to tear it up by not going back into the bucket. Again, save your tears for somebody else. You're not hurting anything, Jesus Christ. Alright. Wandy Boy here is done. We are ready for the wash mitt. Now the wash mitt goes from the red bucket, which is the rinse bucket, or the red cart, which is the rinse bucket, into the wash bucket. And when you do the hood, oh yeah, this coating feels fantastic, slick. It's going to be easy to rinse off. We go right up the sides onto the matte trim, and back into the bucket. And we can do the top side here. So I tend to save the lower sides of the doors for the last part of that particular side, as I would like to not drag a bunch of junk from the door up. But whatever your process is, just go slow, take it easy, flip your mitt, go back to your wash bucket. All you're doing is just minimizing any marring that you may get from contact onto the paint. And you can generally tell when something is really dirty. You have to go back to the bucket more often. When something's kind of dirty or lightly dirty, you really don't. If you don't like that, tough. So now I do the bottom, and you'll notice that I'm not scrubbing. There's none of that. Stop it. Just back and forth, gently, with the wash mitt. No swirling, no moving the mitt around unnecessary. Work on your process and stick to it. That will help you a ton when you're maintaining your paint, to not introduce any kind of extra marring. Live on planet Earth. It's just the 2-bucket method. You don't need 74 more buckets. Technically, you don't even need 2 buckets. You can do a 1-bucket method. Maybe I'll show y'all how to do that, but we'll go over how to hand wash without a foam cannon. We'll go over the 1-bucket method. Maybe easier for some folks, depending on the tools that you have. I do this every day, so I have lots of tools. And then back across this top surface, the other side of the mitt. Again, we're not digging in. We are just lightly moving the mitt over the paint. We're not swirling, we're not putting a bunch of pressure. The only straining you're listening is a fat guy bending over, washing his car. Just be thorough, that's it. On this side, we can go into the gas door and get that cleaned out. Haters gonna hate if you don't like it. No necesito the shit talking. Back into the rinse bucket, into the wash bucket. We will get the rear end here. Washed. Flip the mitt over. Make sure you dig into a little bit under here. That handle gets dirty. Yeah, I know I could bring the buckets with me, but I just enjoy washing cars. I never said I was a smart person at somebody else. Make sure you're following some of the contours of these body lines pretty slowly, or else you're not cleaning them at all. Getting underneath here. And now we can go back to the front end. And get this cleaned. So on these chenille mitts, these microfiber little fingers and chenille pieces, they do a pretty good job of digging into some of these spaces. That's why I like them so much, and I tend to stay away from other types. Yes, my hand is on the paint. Just a guide for a fat guy, so I don't fall over. And then this video would take a serious turn for the funny. License plate. I think that is it, y'all. Go grab the wand again. We can get after rinsing this guy off. Here we go. Well, that's unfortunate. Let's turn the pressure washer on. Alright, there we go. So, if y'all can see that soap did exactly what it was supposed to do. That all-purpose cleaner did exactly what it was supposed to do. It dug into the pollen and all the nasty that was clogging up the paint on the roof up here, and has restored the hydrophobic surface. the way it was supposed to be restored. So y'all can see that the water is behaving the way the water is supposed to behave. I know that I have to kind of flood these sections in. There's a leaf up there, if y'all can see that. That's only going to piss me off. But this car has a lot of little nooks and crannies where soap tends to hang out for a while. Like here, inside this crevice, or inside the door jamb. Get up underneath the handle, down into the reflectors. So up here on this car needs to be flooded as well. Soap hangs out, but you can see that the water behavior is doing all the pretty beads again. Even on the trim, it's coming right off. So this is all just things that I look for whenever I am washing a ceramic coated car, or maintaining a ceramic coated car, whatever the crap you want to call it. We'll get the rubber trim underneath the windows good and flooded. Get this stuff up here flooded. You're working from top to bottom for the most part, because that's smart. Hydrophobics came right back on the mirror. You're going to have to kind of load up the inside of the mirror with water, because that'll kind of spray soap everywhere. Get down in here on the door handles. Don't spray your hand. It's not a great feeling. So come around to the front end, rinse. Front grille needs to be flooded as well. Trim along the bottom side of the car is doing fine. Still don't understand what I did to that spot, but we'll figure it out at some point. Polish it off and recoat it. This little fog light holder on this car needs to be flooded. You can see on this side where I forgot to flood it, how that soap is coming back. So, almost done here. And get this top side section flooded. Mirror needs to be flooded. Oh, I'm just going through stuff in my head of what I usually do. Trying to make sure I say this out loud so you can see just what it's like to live inside my head whenever I'm cleaning cars. So if I repeat myself, tough. Flood the gas door. Try not to get the camera wet. Alright y'all, that looks like that is it for this video. Make sure that y'all are hitting the like and subscribe button and doing all that stuff. I would really appreciate it. These are new series. I just want people to have as good of an experience as they want or as they can, with their cars. That includes clean cars and clean vehicles and clean interiors and clean wheels and tires and all that junk. So all I was doing today was showing y'all the entire wash process from start to finish. And we can go back over and check. All the water looks good. Up here where it was really dirty and the water was really flat, all of that has been restored easily. It is doing what a ceramic coating is supposed to do. I've had this now for a little over 2 months maybe, and it already has 4,000 miles on the ceramic coating. There's an argument for the time length. Technically this is a 10-year coating. It's not going to last 10 years. But if you get 3 to 5 out of a coating like this, you're doing pretty good. You may hit miles. The argument is you may hit the mile wall before you hit a durability wall, like a time wall. I don't have any customers that have done that. I do have a few coated cars that are just driving all over the country at the moment, but I don't ever see those cars back in here to see how they have worn over time. So y'all make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all on the next video. Junction Auto out.